Hola, Alison. Hi, Karma. Hola, Night. How are you guys? Hi, Samara. Thank you for joining. Hi, it's my first live watching now. Hi, Mimi. Welcome. Hungry, but I'm good. Do you guys get the notification of my lives or not? Muy bien, Alex. ¿Cómo estás tú? Oh, you do? You did get it. They have to be subscribed. You know, I noticed that actually. I was searching for the analytics of my channel, and I noticed that the most views that I get is from people that are not subscribed to my channel. So, yeah, it's a bit. But I guess it happens to a lot of channels, not only me. But oh well. Oh, you didn't get it? Oh, you didn't get it, Alex. Muchas gracias. Yes, exactly, Alex. Where are you from, Alex? I know that I'm talking in English, but you know, we have to be talking in English because there are a lot of people here that don't understand Spanish. Hello, Eva. Oh, you're from Venezuela. That's great. Who is your favorite group, Alex? Or who do you stand the most? Also, I see the video. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hola, Miss Lluvia. Oh, thank God. Yes, because you know my Spanglish. Yeah. Yes, please, let's talk in English. Yes, please. Please, Karma. Where are you from, Karma? I know your username because I actually have seen you around, but I don't know if we talked about this. Ah, you're from Chile. We are neighbors. We are just here across the corner, the border. We are here. Ah, 6:30. I'm from Argentina. Didn't you know? Yes, we are here. Mi grupo favorito es TXT, pero actualmente también está Neo Bantam. Yeah. TXT is great. I've seen the teasers. I've seen the teasers of TXT, and I was amazed. Like, guys, have you watched? I don't know if there are some engines or engines. I don't know how it's pronounced. In Hypens have fandom, but have you seen the studio Chum of Jungwon and Nikki of Enhypen? Have you watched it? Yes, TXT is gonna be awesome. Exactly. Exactly. Mm. Thank God. Thank God. Because we need good music. Mm. I saw the studio Chum and I was first of all I loved the style. You know, the mix of the two dancers. It was very like I didn't know in a studio Chum you could have those, you know, the kind of like collaboration. It would be like a dancing collaboration. It was really interesting. Personally, my bias is Nikki. Like I think that Nikki is a great dancer, but seeing him like you know team up with Jonghoon, I was like really like pleased. You know, these guys are really talented. They had grown a lot. I saw it come up, but I was bothered because Nikki is a child. Yeah. Yes. I'm not really K-pop stan. I only follow Bangtan and IU. Oh, it's okay, Karma. It's okay. Yes. As long as you know what is your taste, you know what you like, that's great, you know. But yes, here we talk about all of them, you know, because we are multi-stands. So, you know, and also because of me, because in order for me to read for, you know, and to take different requests, I also have to, you know, I have to like expand my horizon. But yes, I got into K-pop because of BTS, yes. I mean, yeah. But you know, the thing that Samara said actually did at first when I watched the Studio Chum like choreography, I also was a bit like, what am I watching here? Like, because you know, I don't know if you watch it, but at the beginning, you know, the start of the video is like a part of the choreography where one of them is like being choked by a sort of like a string or a tie. So I was a bit like, you know, I have to admit I was like, you know, like I guess that if this was actually made by, I don't know, an older group or an older idol, I would be like, oh, maybe that's sexy, or you know, that's like sexual or something like that. But since it's about two of them, the two of them that are really young, I was a bit like, you know, I'm not going to lie, I was a bit like, you know, like I didn't know what to feel about that. You know, of course that the choreography is amazing, the everything is amazing, but um, I found it a bit like, you know. Also, I don't stand and hypen anymore because of their fandom being wild, but I will say I don't like how they promote it. They promoting him like crazy. Yes, my fave are Blackpink and Stray Kids. Oh God, I watch most of the time. Blackpink is most. Yes, Eva, you did mention that. Yes, you did mention that. Yes, you have like a sort of like you cannot stop watching Blackpink. Like you definitely love them, you know, like you have like an intense connection with them. It's unfortunate that they don't have much to offer you and all the fans, of course. You know, you're not the only Blink that it's suffering because of this. But, you know, it's a bit unfair because if they do have the power or the potential to draw you in, you know, and to keep you interested or to keep you hooked somehow, you know, to form a sort of like love for their art, they should be able to give you more to you and everyone that is waiting for them, you know. We are not talking about the girls here because we know that the girl it's not up to the girls, but I think that it's such a waste of potential, you know, of and also of opportunities because the girls, I mean, come on, like how I don't understand actually the tactic. I don't understand. Hmm. Hmm. It's sad. It's sad. I like Blackpink as well. I like them. It's just that uh, their management, it's, you know, and it's, but for, you know, on the other hand, I'm excited that they are their own person, you know, like, yes, I'm excited that they are able to promote, you know, on their Instagram or on their personal account, you know, to do some individual activities, like whether it's promoting a brand or whatever, but the girls are working, you know, the girls are working. It probably is not about music, but they are working. So that for me is also a sign of independence, you know, like they are not sitting around. And it also shows how popular they are, you know, if they are able to get so many deals, you know, that has to do with the beauty industry and stuff, it's because they do have the influence. Wasted potential. Yeah, it's just that, you know, I think that, um, yes, Vanessa, volví, estoy en un lugar donde no haya mucho wifi. Ah, gracias Mariana, gracias Mariana por estar. Volví, estoy en un lugar donde no había mucho wifi. Oh, yeah, Latin America for us. Latin America for us, looking the best, you know, like the best way to actually get access to a better Wi-Fi. And let's pray on my Wi-Fi, and let's pray that there's no rain or something like that. I think YG don't manage well girl groups. Yes, it's so unfair. Yeah, it's really unfair. You know, I think that it's really unfair. They could do so much, you know, they could do so much. And I also feel sad for the boy, the men, I mean the men groups, the boy groups, because they don't get much either, you know, and they are so cool. They are so cool. They didn't even include them in the big band Still Life. Yes. Yeah. I know that probably has to do because they are busy. I don't know if all of them are in Korea. You know, that's what I was mentioning. That's what I was mentioning the other day. That I saw the reaction and I like it because I wanted to say, hello Lilian. Mayena representando la CAM. Sí, nuestro Wi-Fi es. Sí. Everyone must think that we live in this sort of hut, you know, in the wild. But no, we don't live in the wild. It's just that our Wi-Fi sucks. And actually, it's pretty expensive, but it doesn't work. I don't know, especially when you needed it the most. You know, it does give you these life and death situations, you know, where Yeah, where everything, when you needed it the most, you have issues. Exactly, en una jungla. So, is there any Mon Bebe here? Because have you watched Monster X New MB? My God, where is the spirit? The spirit. Oh, but Samara, there's you. Mimi. Oh, I love it too. I love it. And I'm not a Mon Bebe, you know it. I love the guys, but I'm not into the fandom yet. But I love it. I was like, oh my God, this is great. It's really good. And they say, I didn't listen to the whole album, but they say that it doesn't have any skipped. There's who? Monster X. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, guys, if you see me drinking. I'm drinking herbal tea. Actually, it's mint. It's mint tea. But I'm drinking it right now because I just finished. I just had dinner. So in order, I always need to have tea after I have dinner. So it helps my stomach, and I feel better. I love. I'm an addict to teas. Teas and mate, of course. To the rest of the album because I want. Oh yes, Samara, how are you doing with the finals, Samara? How are you doing with that? I know the other day you said that you were also on that. How are you doing? Let us know so we can celebrate with you or support you, whatever you need. Oh, congratulations! Congrats. Congrats, Samara. I knew you can do it. But I also know that you have been like, trying to keep up and being like, you're very responsible. So, yes. Oh, you're drinking coffee. Oh, that's great, Samara. I'm happy for you. So, I want to know something because you know that the other day we were talking about Goedam season 2. We were talking about Goedam season 2. And, it's supposed to be premiering already, but on my Netflix, it's not. So I don't know if maybe one of you, some of you have information about what happened to Gotham season 2, because I don't see it on Netflix, in any Netflix of any country. So I wonder if something happened, like did they move it? Is it going to be on other platform? Is it only going to be in Korea? Because I only was able to find the season 1 that it had been forever like that. But there's no like, like, yeah, you know what, Samara? I couldn't watch I couldn't find the high and low pictures either. Because, Latin America. This is something that I need to, I probably should follow Sana's Hort advice that she told me. Yes, she told me to get VPN. I have to get VPN. It's just that I don't know which one to get. She told me that there are some free ones. She told me that you can get like a free trial or something like that of VPN. but I don't know which one to get, because I try to watch it on a website, but there are like ads everywhere, and I'm afraid that it will get a virus or something like that. Yes, it's country's restriction. I ain't watched the first episode because Sengri was in the first 5 seconds. Oh. But how much is it if it's paid? I just watched a promo for one from Dana Alquati. Oh. I'm going to check that one, Alex. Oh, I'm going to check that. Yeah, because I'm tired, guys. I'm tired. Oh, okay. Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Because I'm tired of my country's restrictions. Yes, I'm tired of getting restrictions because it's not it's the things that you're interested the most in watching, you don't have it. So and if we talk about Netflix, you know that they don't have hecha descuento, genial. You know that there's not much interesting things happening in Netflix. So if you add to that I have restrictions from watching what I'm really interested in, it's not fair. I that's why I sometimes I cancel my subscriptions. Every other month I'm canceling my subscription to Netflix because I cannot find, something that I'm really like enjoying, that you're like, okay, I'm paying because I'm watching this. Yes, Latam is always left behind. Exactly. Latam is always left behind. I'm going to write down the Dana Alquati. Dana Alquati, isn't she the YouTuber that does like these very honest reviews about movies that are really cheesy? I think that her name rings a bell for me. I think she is the one. I think she's the one. Dana Alquati. Ah, yes. Yeah, I know who she is. Yes, I watched a few of her videos. She's great. Yes, I love her point of view. I think that I feel like identified with her opinions. There are some movies that I only, I don't watch them because I know they are cheesy and they're awful. But I do watch her, like her resumes, or her reviews, and I found them hilarious, honestly. Maybe you are neighbors, guys, or maybe you live close to each other and you don't know it. So, any news in the K-pop scene that I'm not aware of, or that I'm not? I have to do an update. Oh, Ayuba Akanes. Oh, wow. I have to do a reading for Ayu, guys. I probably will try to upload it tomorrow because I have to do, because she's a Taurus. She's a Taurus, right? Yeah, she's a Taurus, I believe. So I need to read for her because it's her season as well. Mm, yes. Not really everything is pretty chill except all those groups going on tour. Did you notice, Samara? All those groups going on tour and actually like everyone going on tour but no one coming here. Like I feel so left behind, when everyone is like, oh, world tour, world tour, world tour, and Latin America is not included. So, I cannot even say, oh, I'm jealous of, my neighbor here in Latin America. I don't know, Chile or someone that has the possibility to have the concert. No, not even close. We are all, I don't know, being grounded or something like that, or punished because we are not getting concerts yet. But well, at least things are moving, guys. Things are moving. They are starting to go on tour. They're starting to work. They're starting to resume the face-to-face activities. So it's great. It's great for them. They had been waiting for a while, actually. So it's great. We should celebrate that. But I cannot help but to feel, and you know what's funny? I think that there one day, one of my favorite groups are going to come here, but they are going to come in a period or in a season where I will be working, so I will not be able to actually attend. you know, you know. But well. Hola, Leonor. Ah, 16, él cumple 16. Yeah, mundial. Making them work hard. Exactly. I think most concerts are in US and UK. They know we have no money. Exactly. Definitely. Definitely. We don't have money, honestly. I think we talked about this in my last live. I think that K-pop companies, they don't even read our proposition, because we mustn't actually leave them that much, I think that the bands, the artists that do come here, they come here like a sort of like donorem, they do it because they want to be here, but you know I think that when it comes to maybe financial gain, it's not. Oh, I think we're having Coldplay here. I don't know when, maybe November. Thing is, none of them of coming Florida either, except Monster X, but you can attend. Oh, why? Oh, hey Vita. Why do you think about the Matrix of Destiny? I have been watching videos about it. I don't know. It's more accurate of that astrology or vice versa. Um, actually, I heard when I took a few classes of, I don't remember what subject it was, but this person actually, I think it was like a meditation or something like that, but it was like something that I attended like only once. And they talked about the Matrix, and other like other theories. But to be honest, you know me. I'm trying to be realistic as as much as I can. I know that probably the Matrix, it's very interesting. I watched a few like documentaries about it, but there's something about it, like, like the magical thinking and stuff like that, that yes, probably there are a few moments in your life where if you're very sensitive or if you connect a lot with yourself, you can probably say like, oh, this is destiny. Oh, I feel like this that happened to me is destiny. But sometimes I think that it's cause and effect. When you do a certain thing and that thing has like a consequence, a result. But I think that we are always choosing. So I don't know if you know, because I just don't understand the logic behind that, you know, because all of the sudden, you know, the first thing that came out is um, the movie. When the movie came out, no one talked about that, the Matrix as a sort of philosophy, you know, it was just a movie. And yes, it was very popular, you know, a lot of people love it. Um, but I don't know where they got the inspiration from, you know, to say, to sort of like invent that there are like two realities. You know, I think I have enough with the only reality that I'm living on right now. So, you know, I think that I don't have the time to actually be like, oh, you think that there are like like other another universe, like come on guys, we're barely making it here, like like let's focus, you know, let's focus on what we have available. Otherwise, if we start to think about, you know, different realities and possibilities, we would go crazy. It's just that I think that it's like, but you know what, I understand how appealing that is, because when I did this sort of course, or it was like a talk, a reunion, when they were talking about this, the Matrix and other kinds of like, I saw a video about your natal aspect you told one time ago, Moon conjunction to Pluto. Oh, the one of the astrologer, the Chilean astrologer of what is his name? I have the book here. Um, he's a Chilean. Monsta X is coming to New York City, and I'm going to the concert. Oh, that's great, Vita. I'm happy for you. Hi, buddy. Yes, what is his name? Karma, do you remember that? I know his name, but I cannot remember right now. Um, he is a famous astrologer, and I have his book here, but I cannot read his. Pablo, Pablo something. He's called Pablo. And he had like when he wasn't that famous, he had like video like he had on YouTube like old videos of his classes, and he talked about, you know, and he has a chapter about Pluto and the moon. For example, I am a moon in Scorpio, but I also have like Pluto conjunction the moon. So if my moon wasn't in a Scorpio, having a moon conjunction your Pluto would be the same. So if you are a moon conjunction your Pluto, you are as if you are a moon in Scorpio, for example. Ah, no fue el de él, fue una astróloga, su canal se llama Truth. Ah, Aspect in Astrology. Oh, Pablo Flores, exactly, Crystal, thank you. Yes, Pablo Flores. I have his book. Es muy bueno ese libro. Se llama Sanando las relaciones de pareja. Es el único que me gustó, el único que conseguí. Y en ese tiene un capítulo que habla de Pluto. Why? Because Pluto, Pluto is it does affect relationships, especially the attachment and the fear of losing someone, the fear of losing, the jealousy, the insecurity. Yes, you do, Eva. Your sun is conjunct Pluto, so you are like a Scorpio sun. And you do have a lot of Capricorn. You have a lot of similar aspects like mine. It's just that you have it like in different, but we share like a sort of like the energy is in our lives to help us be more responsible with ourselves and with our intensity. And not to get so overwhelmed by the aspects. Do not be afraid of Capricorn or Scorpio energy. Just absorb it, and take control. Take control, take power. Like, because if you don't take control, someone else is going to come into your life and take it for you. So you better like know yourself very well, know your strengths, know your the things that are challenging for you. Work on that, but don't be afraid. Like, don't let yourself be overwhelmed by your own energy. You need to I think that it's about taking control, but not taking control to suppress who you are, to somehow like repress who you are. It's more about you admitting that you have a dark side. That yes, when you mix a lot of Capricorn and a lot of Scorpio placements, everything about us is very dark. I mean, even if we are the funniest person on earth, somehow the things that we go through, they seem very heavy, and everything that we happen to us, we feel it with a sort of intensity, and probably there are some things that if it was to happen to other person, maybe they would let it go and they would forget about it and move on. And for us, it's like, for us, it's like we cannot let go, because Capricorn, it's also about being in control, and it's also about, preventing, all these strong emotions from coming out, So there's this fear of, I cannot be myself, but if you cannot be yourself and if you cannot express how you feel, you will end up hurting yourself. So you need to learn to regulate your emotions. Regulate your emotions. And for me, what it was healing is actually to go to a therapist, to go and see a psychologist. For me, that was the most self-love action that I could do, to find someone that I can open up to and talk about what bothered me. And not putting that responsibility on others, like, oh, because you are my friend, because you are my mother, because you are my father, you are supposed to like understand what I'm feeling. No, sometimes the people around us, they don't understand us. They don't understand us, they don't have the time, maybe they don't have the patience. So you do need to try to find, the extra, that other source where you can find that understanding or that listening that you are not finding in the people around you. In my case, I don't understand why people say that people with Venus in the first house are very attractive. I have it in the first house in the, I'm Sun, Moon, and Mars in Scorpio. My sister, her 7 and... Oh! Wow, Alex. Alex, you have Venus in your first house. So you have Venus in Libra. What do you have in your first house besides Venus or the ascendant that we know that is in the first house? Do you have any other planet? Because maybe that planet is doing some aspect with some other part of your chart, so that's why probably you are having like, like trouble, like actually like Oh, so you are so you are a Venus. Yes, you are a Venus rising. I mean, you are a Libra rising, so you are Venusian. Mm. It's just that, you know, I think I talked about this in my first. I think it was in the second or the third live that I did. Um. Oh, a lot of Libra. Mm. And what do you have in Scorpio? And where is Scorpio? So Scorpio would be in the second house, right? Yes, because if Libra is in the first house. Mm. You have Sun in Scorpio, you told me? I think that you told me that you have Sun in Scorpio. And Moon. In the second house. Yeah, it's a bit restricted, actually, Scorpio, because it's also in the house of Taurus. That Taurus is opposite. Yes, you do have a lot of Libra placement, you do have a lot of Scorpio placements. You know, there's something about that, at least in my case, um, at least in my case, I think I mentioned this when I did a live about astrology, that I'm not a Scorpio sun, but, you know, I have Pluto and Moon in Scorpio, so I do have a lot of Scorpio energy in me. And I've always had this sort of love and hate relationship with being attractive, or not being attractive. It's more about the power of attracting someone. You know, I think that being a moon in Scorpio, sometimes it gives you the power to attract people, especially in a very like hypnotic way. But there's a bit of fear in us to be seen that way. You know, at least that's how I experienced it. You know, that's how I experienced it. It's like I don't mind being wanted by the person that I want that person to want me. But I don't want everyone to want me. I don't want everyone to feel the desire for me. You know, I feel like that's the part of me that I would want to share with someone that I like. You know, that's why for me, for a long time, for me to be, I don't know, sexy or sensual, you cannot help it, obviously, you know, but I always been really careful about who I showed that side to, because I didn't want people to get obsessed with me. Honestly, I don't know if that's something that a lot of moon in Scorpio feel, but you know, when you are like, oh, I want that person to want me, for example, you know, you are like, oh, I want that person to want me. But as soon as you notice that they are obsessing over you, you feel like a rejection. You are like, you know, mm, it's like maybe for other people this is like a great opportunity. For me, it's a bit suffocating. You know, it's like I try to cover myself, or I try to, you know, mm, I don't know, I restrict myself from showing my true potential. You know, that's why I feel like Yeah, it's like I want to show you that I can like seduce you, for example, but I don't want anyone else to see it. You know, I want it to be something intimate, for example. But that's probably something that I was like, but you know, because yes, yes, I don't like clingy either. No, I don't. I don't. Um, but I don't know. Maybe that's an insecurity as well. That's an insecurity. That's an insecurity because you know if I like someone, I'm not clingy. You know, if I like someone, I am very straightforward because I have Venus and Mars conjunction. So I have Venus and Mars. It's as if I was a Venus in Aries. You know, when I like someone, I know it. Like I'm very honest. Like I approach that person. I talk to that person. I don't hide from that person. But um, there's also this sense of like there's something about sensuality, you know, and this is why I was mentioning Moon in Scorpio because Scorpio rules the, even though it's very cliche, but Scorpio rules like sexuality, you know, sensuality. So I was like, whenever I read like descriptions about being a Moon in Scorpio, or you know having these different for example in some of you if you have Venus in Scorpio or if you are Mars in Scorpio, everyone is like, oh, they have so much magnetism, they are so hypnotic, they are so attractive, and I never felt like that. Actually, I never felt like, oh, like look what I got. No, maybe yes, I did exude some power if I like. Yes, that's the thing, Alex. Yes. Not too, yes, not too much. Yes. I know I can do it. That's the thing, you know, that their potential is there. The potential is there. But there's this sense of like, I don't know if I want to do it, you know, because I don't know why I fear that something is going to happen. I don't know why. I don't understand it. There's this fear or I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't even know how to put it into words. My Venus and Moon square my Mars. What? I don't understand that, Eva. Hey, Rim. I would have to look at the whole chart because it's very complex. Mm. But I think that it has to do with you finding the right person. You know, I think that it's about that, you know, because I always had like, that's why I learned to trust myself. Because whenever I felt like I'm comfortable about showing myself to someone, it's because either that person wanted to manipulate me in some way, or that person was lying to me, or was hiding something. So somehow I would say that yes, maybe if I didn't show myself that, or if I didn't go that far with that person, it's maybe because that person wasn't worth it. You know, there's something like I think that, you know, like it's much more about, it's not about intuition, it's more about, it's something instinctive. Like I know it in me when there's something like, you know, like I know I cannot trust you, something like that. I never really try and get scared to being vulnerable. I think that it's also that, Leona. It's about being vulnerable. My psychologist actually told me this. That is about the fear of being vulnerable. The fear that if you show your whole intensity or your rawness, you are afraid of rejection, or you are afraid that the other person will not totally like accept you. So there's this fear, this unconscious fear of, oh, what if I show you everything about me and you don't like it? So you don't want to go that far, I mean. My Venus is in Scorpio, but never felt comfortable showing too much of myself or anything that has to do. Yes, see, that's something that, Rim, I always say that, I think that the people that do describe Scorpio placements, like Mars, Venus, and Moon, they actually never had experienced it in their skin, because actually for me that subject of sexuality and others, I think that it was a bit traumatic for me, and the fear of getting unwanted attention, is very complex, and I think that not a lot of astrologers talk about that. That is not about you, oh yes, because you are magnetic or you have this power over people, you hypnotize people. Sometimes Scorpio people do are afraid of their own potential, you know at least I feel like that, and I always was like, oh, I blame it on my Capricorn placements. I was like, okay, maybe because, I don't know, Capricorn is a bit like stiff, or our Capricorn is a bit structured. So I was always like, oh, maybe I don't show myself because Capricorn is boring. But then I realized that it's not about that, because I have Venus and Mars in Pisces. So, I do have a lot of water placements. So there should be like more flexibility, about the expression. But somehow, yes, there was this feeling of showing that side of me, and and actually, like, I don't know, it's weird. It's weird to describe it in words. Maybe. It's weird because my sun is in fire sign and moon is in. Yes. We always talk about this, that I also have Jupiter in the first house, so I do feel like Sagittarius sometimes. And that's why I always like, maybe people's first impression of me is that actually I'm really friendly, despite of being a Capricorn. But I don't know, there's something about Scorpio placements that I think that is not easy for us to open up to intimacy. It's actually, it takes a while for us to be like, oh, okay, I trust you. Like, oh, okay, you are, I'm not saying to say, oh, you're the one, but there's something about, okay, I know I'm safe with you. I know that you get me. I know that I do not have to, I trust you. I just realized that I'm Venus in Libra and Mars. Oh, yes. And also, Alex, um, JK, it also has a Libra rising, supposedly. He has Libra in the first house. Yeah. Actually, JK, it's amazing. JK, it's amazing. I always tell people he is amazing because of that Mars that he has and that Moon in Leo that he has. Because otherwise, he would be like a very boring Virgo guy. Like, I dated Virgo guys. So whenever I see a Virgo idol, I know that yes, they shine and everything, but as partners, they are really boring, honestly, guys. I mean, like, I don't want to burst anyone's bubble, but JK. I wonder if there's an idol who's a Sagittarius with the moon in Libra like me. Oh, I wonder if there's a Sagittarius who is a moon in. Oh, we have to think about that. Oh, Rim, now you get me to think about that. He's very shy. It's just that he shines when he's on the stage, but he's really shy. And that's why when people talk about his body, and stuff, Yeah, the guy is perfection, of course, but there's something about him, like like we were talking, just mentioning, it's like, oh, don't look at me like that. Like there's this sense of like, oh, like I don't know what to say about this, like, okay, thank you, you find me sexy, okay, thank you. Like, next, thank you, next, let's change up subject. um, but well, it's part of his job as well, um, not just strip for people, but actually people do love his abs. So it's obvious that people are going to talk about his abs. Um, let's 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 find Rim, uh, zodiac twin. Can you think, guys, about Sagittarius with the moon in Libra? Sagittarius with the moon in Libra idol. Oh, I know one. I just remember one, but he's not that pleasant. I know one. You know who it is, right, Rim? I don't even want to say his name. Yes, Rim. I'm sorry. But it's just that, there's nothing wrong with his energy. It's just that, and no, come back, Rim. You know, this is something that, we were talking about Aries season. We were talking about, I always talk about, being an idol with an Aries, with a fire sun, with a fire sun. um they are very spontaneous. They do what they want to do, except Leo. Leo, yes, Leo is also a rebel. Leo also, but Leo knows the business. Leo is a bit more professional in the sense that every publicity is good publicity. They always come, they always rise up like Phoenix, and they are always flawless. They always do what they have to do. If they have to apologize, they apologize. If they have to, I don't know, do some, they always come back stronger because they love the spotlight. So they will come back no matter how many people can try to stop them. The Leo person, the Leo idol will always rise up. But for example, if I think about Aries and Sagittarius idols, I always think about them as possibly the people, the idol that could potentially mess up. Yes, Eva, exactly, like me. And also got 7 JB. Mm. Um, yes, because Jenny's birthday is January the 16th, I believe, and mine is the 15th. And oh yes, I have Venus. Yes, she has Venus in Pisces like me, and I think that we both have Capricorn. Capricorn. No, I think that she has a Mercury in Aquarius, like Mars in Aquarius. and I don't. I have like Venus in, I have Mars in Pisces, and I have Mercury in Capricorn. But she's special because of that Aquarius energy. You know, she does have Aquarius placement, so that's why she looks a bit distant. You know, it's not just about her face or her attitude. It's also about that you know, that like detached energy, that very Aquarius, a bit of alien kind of, you know, like you definitely notice that she's original, you know, that she's different. Not that structure Capricorn. Actually, if you get to know her really close, if you observe her really close, she's very independent. She's very different, you know, and is like probably those placements help her to not get too emotional from not being understood. You know, it's like she get over that very soon. That's why I always tell people, like, yes, she is sensitive, but she's no victim. Like, don't think about her like oh that oh she's crying in every no, no. She has control over her career and her image. So don't worry about her. Don't worry about Jenny. Don't worry about Jenny. So yes, whenever I see someone that has like an idol that has like a moon in Aries, moon in Sagittarius, a Sagittarius rising, I'm like, that idol is going to mess up eventually. Um, and not, it's not the word mess up, you know, because I think that that's, but if you think about the K netizens, you know, like being always trying to cancel someone, I think that the fire signs will be the first ones to fall into the trap, because the fire signs, what they do is that they act first and then they think about the consequences, or sometimes they don't think about their consequences at all. So, and when it comes about, I think about this guy, about uh, the I love Sagittarius. I love Sagittarius. It's just that they are really blunt. Sagittarius is really blunt. It's very wild. Like they can be, and they can give you some random feedbacks that you're like, wow. Yes. And they usually, when you tell them, just like Aries, when you tell them not to do something, they do it anyways. They go and do it anyways, and you know, they go and smash their heads on the wall. You know, um, hmm, a lot of, yes, bien random. They are really funny. Exactly. I love Sagittarius. I love Sagittarius, but they can get in trouble. And one of the things that I notice about Sagittarius people, especially males, is that they have this very naive perception of that everyone is their friend. And they also call friend like a lot of people. You know, they love to have diversity. In this sense, they are very like, they could be like, you know, in a competition with Aquariuses, because sometimes they are like Aquarius is the sign that is friends with everyone, but Sagittarius is also friends with everyone. They love it. They love the variety. They love to talk to different people. They, if they're having fun with you, they will, if they just met you, they will be like, oh, I invite you to my party, I'll invite you to my house, I'll invite you to, you know, I have you know, Jupiter in the first house, and I remember I would like try, I would like, you know, like move to a new, transfer to a new school, and people just would grab me and would be like, oh, come to us, come sit with us, you know, or come hang out with us, you know. I never, and I don't think it's about popularity, but I think that I never went through an instance where I didn't feel welcome. So I always appreciate my Jupiter in the first house, because that's very Sagittarius energy. Somehow I did give this vibe of this very like friendly person or adaptable person. So they were like, "Oh, we want you in our team. Like, oh, you're new here. We are going to include you." So yeah, I never had to do much efforts to make connections, not friends, because friends for me it's a deeper word, a deeper meaning. But to make connections for me, it was maybe I just had to smile and I just had friends or acquaintances. um, so Sagittarius is like this. Sagittarius energy is all about being lighthearted. It's about laughing. It's about enjoying. So think about this when you are this spontaneous or when you are this outgoing, and you are really famous, and you have a lot of people calling you your friend or calling themselves your friend and being like, "Oh, I know you have influence, and I know you know people. So can you get me into this club, or can you get me free tickets for here? Can you buy me this? Can I come to your show? Can I get this? And Sagittarius will never say no to people. They are very, it's not about being people pleaser, it's more about like, okay, let's have fun together. Like if I have this, I'm going to share it with as much person as possible. So, exactly. I'm friendly too, but I'm not friends with anyone. Yeah, but it does like help you to, yes, make connections and not feel so awkward in the first encounters. So I think that, and here, like I have to make the clarification. I don't like whatever happened to that former member. That's his thing, his life, his responsibility. Like, let's not put like a placement to justify someone's behavior or life choices, because that's something that I use astrology as a tool to get to know ourselves and our potential. But I'm always very harsh in the sense that if someone is going to be a bad person, or someone is going to mess up, or is going to make like a harsh decision, it doesn't matter what sign they are in, or what moon they have, or what conjunction they have. They are just terrible people. That this is something that this is very important to recognize. That sometimes you can be of this certain sign that it's supposed to be an angel, but if you are a terrible person, it doesn't matter what sign you are. Oh my god, guys, can you block this? Samara, are you here? I'm going to have to put someone else when because I know Samara is busy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to put another moderator. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Um. Yeah, very random. Very random. Exactly. Yes, I have to look for another moderator because I know Samara is busy with her exams, so I don't want to disturb her. But I need to. I need another moderator. Um, but yes, guys. This is the thing about but yes, Moon is Sagittarius also very like optimistic, because I know. Ah, okay. Thank you, Leonor. Um, I know someone asked me about Moon in Sagittarius, but you know what I noticed about Moon in Sagittarius is that they are in a big denial. Let's think about Moon in Sagittarius idols. Let's have people in mind. Let's envision some of our favorite idols. Like, for example, we have BTS Namjoon, that it's Moon in Sagittarius. Or we have My Bias of Stray Kids, Lino. The Boys Hagneon. What other? I'm trying to think about the female idol, but I cannot remember right now. Um, Cheo no. Cheo no, also. Moonbyul. Mm. Cheo no is also an Aries with the Moon in Sagittarius. Moonbyul. Oh, Moonbyul. Oh, I know, Alison. Yes. Mamamoo. Moonbyul. Oh, you did, Rim? Who? So, like I always say, it's very different to be a son. Wakimeki Doyan. Oh, so cute. Um, because, like I tell you, it's easier to show the traits or the positive side or the brightest side of an energy when you have it in the sun, because it seems like it's already integrated in your persona. So it's not hard for you to actually know yourself or be like, oh yes, I'm a Sagittarius, for example, or I'm a Capricorn. But when you have it in the moon, somehow it's very hidden. So it usually comes out when you are in an emotional state. So there's something, Taunu. There's something when you are in moon in Sagittarius that is somehow restricted your ability to feel, especially your strong emotions. Because Sagittarius, it's all about optimism. It's all about having fun. It's all about like keeping the energy up. And trying to, like, look for a better horizon. Like, finding your way out through moments of darkness. Like, let's not stay forever. In the Scorpio. This is why Sagittarius comes after Scorpio. So when we went through the darkness and the deepness and the mud of feeling very dark in Scorpio season, we finally go back to the light with Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius somehow allow us to breathe, and to see the potential, to see the light, to see the rainbow, to see that that the sun comes up in the, in the uh, in the morning, there's a brand new day, that there's a possibility for you to smile again, that there's no need for you to feel so dark and depressed or obsessed about the things that you couldn't achieve or you couldn't be or you couldn't see. Somehow Sagittarius brings like this new opportunity. So they are very, very friendly, they are very open, they are very bright, they just come to show you that as long as you're alive, you have possibilities to change your circumstances. Like, don't get just stuck in the negativity, like, come on, see the possibilities as well. Oh. But when you have it in the moon, the moon is very emotional. So when you are in moon in Sagittarius, yes, you can be really good at like being happy or being optimistic when you are having a good time. But when you are struggling emotionally or when you don't have your emotional needs fulfilled, there's a sense of denial, because don't let you. Sagittarius energy always tries to pull you out of going to inwards. Like Sagittarius always pulls you up to see the dark, to see the light. So somehow when they are going through rough times and you ask them how they're doing or how they're feeling and what they're going through, they just smile and laugh and probably make jokes about how they feel. They don't connect with their pain. They don't recognize that in the spectrum of a lot of emotions that you have the possibility of feeling a bit not so happy. For them it's very hard to be like, probably if you ask them, like, if you know that they're going through something, they are very in denial, about if they're going through something very, very harsh, they are like, oh yes, I'm okay, and they probably will make a lot of jokes about their circumstances, and they will try to avoid getting emotional. They probably, if they are water sign, sun sign, probably they could get emotional eventually. But it just takes, they could be like the kind of person that could be crying and smiling at the same time. Because the moon in Sagittarius don't let you, like, reach that level of, like, oh, I'm feeling sad. Oh, like, yes. Subin is moon is in Pisces. So that's, but it's just that for me, what I notice about moon in Sagittarius is that they are really good at speeches, for example. At like you you definitely, like, they could write poems about the human condition, because Sagittarius is very smart. So they probably read a lot of books. They know everything. They know the answers, the poems, the poetic side of everything. So if you ask them about, like, how are you doing? How are you hanging on with this? And they will probably like give you this cheesy self-help book phrases, like, oh yes, life goes on because, life is hard, and we all go through this. And they always give you this very pacifistic and this very cheesy fit, like responses. Like you are like, oh, you just got it out of a self-help book, right? but they don't connect. They cannot connect with sadness or with deep suffering, even though they do feel it. Of course, they do feel it. It's just that for them to show themselves like that, for them it's a huge conflict to actually to be like, oh yeah, maybe I'm a bit sad. So yeah, that's why whenever I see them, like because also Sagittarius placement, it's very like philosophical, so they give you these phrases of, like, oh yes, we have to learn in life, they sound like this very like, they have the right answer for everything because they're really good with words at the same time. So they can catch an audience with their words, with the ability that they have to, I don't know, to write maybe lyrics, or to say some, or to write a poem, or to write a speech about how you should stay optimistic in the hard times. But there's also this level of denial in the background. That probably, I always notice this, that if you have a very important emotional issue that you want to discuss with someone, don't talk about it with the moon in Sagittarius, because they will try to change subjects. They will try to, I don't know, like find some activity for you to do so they can like distract you from whatever you're going through. They don't do well, like comforting people but comforting in the sense of like, okay, I'm here for you, like I know you're going through something very very hard, so I am listening, like I get you. Like, no, they have this sort of, it gives them anxiety when you come with problems, or when you come with a very like emotional issue. They are like, what do I do here? Like, what do I say? How do I proceed? They get really nervous because they cannot go that deep. They cannot go that deep. They choose, when it happens to them, they avoid it. That's why they always try to do like activities. They always try to keep themselves busy. They read a lot. They do a lot of like, they try to learn different activities and learn something new, and meet different people so they can distract from whatever is going on. So yeah. Okay, guys, today I'm going to make this very brief because, tomorrow I have to wake up very early in the morning. So, what do you think about to do pick a card reading? You mean for you guys, like a pick a card reading for you? Oh yes, yes. But it's easy for you because yes, I accept the Libra moon, but maybe for you, since you have a Libra moon, you are a bit more adaptable to be like okay, like maybe I don't have the answers, but I will try to be with you. It's very uncomfortable and I don't know what to tell you, but I'm here. Because Libra moon is like this. Okay, you need me here. Like I'm saying here. If you say that you need me, I'm here. Probably I'm going to be very awkward and I will not know what to do, but I'm staying here. But moon in Sagittarius, they have this urge inside of them to fly, to evade, to go, far away. Like, they're already buying the tickets for you to be on your way. But it's just because they don't have that, that emotional element that maybe a water sign would have. My God, it makes sense now. My sun is in Earth with rising in Cancer and Moon in Sagittarius. um, Yeah, yeah, flight mode. Yes, yes. Okay, like, yes, I get you, but can we move on? Like, like, I don't want to get to, like, because it's not actually, it's really cute, to be honest. I seen it, and it's really cute because sometimes this is why we are all different. We earth signs, we also are very avoidant in that sense. It took for me a while actually to learn to not be like judgmental about other person's issues or problems. I did work a lot of myself. I also, well, with counseling, I learned a lot of techniques to do that, to forget about what I know or what I think is right or wrong, forget about me for a second and concentrate on what the other person is going through. So, and also, about this need of, oh, I need to give this person a solution. If they come to me with a problem, I need to give them a solution. you know so somehow we fire signs and earth signs, we are the same. We have this sort of avoidance of like, okay, yes, you are emotional right now, but we have to keep going because we have things to do. So there's this sort of like that when you expect of us to stay with you in this moment of vulnerability, sometimes we get freaked out because being with you in your moment of I cannot say it, vulnerability, it means that I have to connect with my own vulnerable side as well. That's why we want to fly. We want to get out of the situation. Because if you cry, I'm going to cry. And if you suffer, I'm going to suffer. And then who is going to get things done here? We're all going to go into this deep hole of self-pity and then what? There's this fear of us probably like having this need of like, okay, like, I need to get you out of this state because we cannot stay here for so long. Like, you know. Yeah, it's just that I have a lot of water placements too, Rim. I have a lot of water placements too. And for me to actually allow myself to give them room and to give them like a sort of role and protagonist, I've always been like very on the defensive about my water placements. Like, oh, my water placements make me weak. Oh, my water placements make me indecisive. I don't like it. Oh, my water placements makes me too nice. I don't like it. Because it seems like it goes against my prominent planets, that it's Earth and fire, because I have planets in the first house. So it's like Aries, also Aries energy. Like all about like the outdoor, the showing myself and what I can do to the exterior. So, oh no, I don't have time to feel. I don't have time to get sensitive. Like, I don't have to. But there's something in me that has to do with the water placements in us, that it is in us, so we can connect about, that we are sensitive, even though if we don't want to face it, but we are sensitive. And probably we do meet a lot of people with a lot of like water placements, like Pisces, Cancer people, Scorpio people. We do meet a lot of friends and a lot of people. Like, I have a lot of Pisces friends, friends that they come to me, they hold me, they love me, and sometimes I'm like, I don't understand why they are so clingy with me when I'm actually not that expressive, but they just love me. And maybe it's because they see my water placements, so somehow they come to me because they see that behind my whole structure, I am a sensitive person like them. So it's interesting. It makes you emotional easily. Cricket horse, yes, fire, Libra placement since they hate that cost to avoid. Yes, it's just that we are very safe with, earth, with any other kind of element that is not water. We feel safe just in case. We know that we have the resources to sort of wear them like a mask. Like, oh, this is who I am. So you cannot like make me cry. Like, even though I want to cry, but I'm not going to show you that I can cry. Something like that. Yeah, it's interesting actually. But I do get it. I do understand what you're saying. Yes, I also like I had to work a lot when I found out that I have Venus in Pisces. I was like, oh no. Venus and Mars in Pisces is like, for a Capricorn, it's the worst. It's the worst because we we are more about the results, about going straight forward to our ambition, and what we don't think about the humanitarian side of things, but somehow yes, we are emotional, you know. Yeah, I don't like it at all. I don't like it. I have many water placement, but also a lot of air placement. Yes, it's just that for you guys that you have air placements, probably when you get like in a state of like, oh, I feel like you're going to attack me, or I feel attacked, you probably are going to be very good verbally to fight back. Probably being a bit passive aggressive, but yes, using the words and the communication to somehow like defend yourself. Like okay, yes, I'm emotional, but oh, pathetic, so I have to go. Okay, see you, Mariana. Thank you for being here. Okay, guys, do you have questions? Do you have questions? So I'm going to take the questions. So I'm going to go Zoom because I have to get up early tomorrow. ¿Cómo le diría a Astro Combat Mash? We are very close to May, guys. Yes. Yeah, you probably become like, like a bit like, like you somehow like verboratic, like you start like, blah, 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 blah. And yes, that's a sign that you are with your guards up, that you are defending yourself because you feel attacked. And also you are a Scorpio, so you definitely have like, okay, Luna. You want a card for Urim? ¿Quién es Kim So-hyun, Miss Lluvia? So I can have her, Kim So-hyun. So I can have like, I can picture her in my mind. Ah, Love Alarm. I know who she is. Okay. Okay, Alex. Rim, you want a card for yourself, or you were just referring to you, like, like saying me?
Lilian, okay. Banchan thinks of Blackpink. Okay. Ah, okay. Okay, guys. This is all. We're going to, because I have already. I have one, two, three, four, five, six questions. So we're going to stop here. Um. Okay. Let's start with Astro. Come back on May. How they're going to do. Um, the Hangman. So is it confirmed? Uh, is it confirmed that they are having a comeback? Yeah, because there's probably like there's a sense of, like there's a lot of teaching actually in that comeback, but probably there's also a sense of them not being entirely free to express themselves as they want to. There's this sense of like, like, like I feel like I could express so much and I cannot. So there's this sense of, okay, I have to take my time, like, yeah. Actually, this card is not about, restrictions, but it's about, it's a very profound card because it talks about the things that we cannot control. So somehow it's about surrendering. It's about you surrendering to the circumstances and not wanting to change things. Probably they do have, like, they wish they could, like, have things been on the other way, and there's like, okay, this is what it has to do, so I have to accept my faith, I have to accept what I have to do. Astro is such an interesting case. They have a popular member, but yeah, there's something about them, like, always having to somehow, like, surrender to their faith. It seems like, but for them, it's not new, and it's not also an uncomfortable position. For them, it's more about, like, okay, whatever opportunity we get is good. Like, they definitely do not. This is why I say that this card is very, like, spiritual, because there's something about, them, like, okay, like, it is what we have, it is what it has to be, so we surrender to whatever comes. There's like, they have faith in themselves, and they have faith in their careers as well, so there's no fighting back. There's no, like, like, because you probably see this, like, the hangman in this position, and you are like, oh, that must be really uncomfortable to be here, like this, to be hanged, to be upside down. For them, it's an opportunity to actually find enlightenment, to actually see things from other perspective, and to accept a lot of things. So, are they religious? Because there's something about religion here. Like, they trust faith a lot, and they trust that things happen for a reason. So they are very wise in that sense. Like, they go with the flow. They do what they have to do, but they are not, like, they are not resting nor in pause, but they are also in this, they are enjoying tranquility. Like, okay, whatever we have to do, we do it. If we cannot do it, then we do not do it. They go with the flow. they have a level of maturity that actually not a lot of groups have. And it's that when you want something, it's not necessarily always like a requirement for you to be aggressive. You know, like actually you can like be more assertive, or you can like achieve much more things if you are patient, or if you try not to seem desperate. You know, there's this sense of okay, whatever we get is okay. You know, and there's also a lot of trust in their own potential. So probably they are very popular. I think that they are very popular. It's just that probably their concept of what is being popular or what is being successful is very different to what other groups aim for. You know, they are very mature. They are very mature. Can I pull a card? But I do have a request. No future. Ah? Can I pull a card? But yes, 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 Rim, you are in the list. Yeah, you know what? You know what? I don't try to predict. You know, I actually don't use the tarot to pull predictions. I use it as you know, a self knowledge kind of tool. So yes, I will read the message that way for you. But okay, right now is the turn of Leona. So the card is for Leona. Oh, Leona, you are the King of Pentacles. So um, are you an earth sign? Because here we have like the energy of the King of Pentacles. So if you are waiting for a sort of confirmation about if you are going to be successful in something, or if you are going to be able to master something, this is a card that talks about you being in control and actually you achieving a lot. The King of Pentacles, it's a card that it's very beautiful. It's also very influential. So it could also represent someone in your life, like a father figure. You know, this could represent like a male figure in your life, very high, very like um, Um, because somehow I think that this person is a great role model. So if you do come across of someone that is influential, like a leader or a boss or a teacher, someone that has these attributes that they tell you to follow this person's teaching, because somehow it's going to teach you to like use your potential to actually achieve a lot of things that has to do with money, that has to do with finances. So you know, there's something about you potentially like, you know, in a few, you know, in the near future, actually like being very abundant and prosperous in whatever you put your mind into. But you just have to not surrender, surround yourself with people that vibrate this energy of stability, hard work, being responsible, being, you know, very meticulous, you know, like surround yourself with people with this energy and learn from these people. Because yes, today they can be a mentor or they can be like a role model, but tomorrow you can integrate this energy and be your own boss. So it's great. Okay, Rim, an advice for you. Thank you for the likes, guys. Okay, Rim. You're welcome. Rim, this is for you. Rim, this is for you. Like, stop protecting yourself so much. Stop being on the defensive so much. This is the Nine of Wands. This is very, very fire, sun energy. Because it's about, like, stop protecting yourself so much. Yes, you went through a lot. Yes, you probably have a lot of scars of old situations, but you don't need to carry those wounds with you. It's like, yes, we know that maybe it wasn't easy, but somehow there's like, like you are much more than these wounds. Somehow you do have the potential to get out of a situation that actually reminds you a bit about, struggles and things. And actually, you are very brave. You are very brave, because if you see here, you have this Nine of Wands, that is this person standing here. You made it this far. So keep going. Keep going and keep believing in you. Because, yes, this is actually not, to diminish, your experience, but it's more about like, okay, you made it this far. Like, let's start anew. Let's start with a more positive image of yourself. Like you went through a lot, and you also endure a lot. It seems like, because this Nine of Wands, it represents, all the things that we somehow put up with, or that we survived with a lot of work, but somehow we are like still, like, oh, look everything that I had to put up with. Look everything that I had to go through. Look at my wounds. Look at all this. Look at this. I'm tired. Like, oh, like I cannot take this. Like, it's more about like, yes, you made it. Yes. It's like you are hurt. Yes, you do have your wounds, but they do not represent you. They do not represent what you came here for. You do have a bigger purpose. And of course, that yes, if you want to turn this into actually a potential, is for you to help others also to overcome people that went through the same thing as you, or that somehow you using your experience to help others, either to prevent people from going through the same, or to somehow inspire people to make better decisions, or to I think that you connecting with that part of your pain and trying to make like productivity out of it is going to be the best way for you to let go of it, because the nine of wands, it's also about, when we are too on the defensive, like when we think that, oh yes, this doesn't affect me anymore, but it does. It does affect you. Or probably you're thinking like, oh, I move on, like I'm no longer that person. But somehow on the exterior, maybe you don't see it, but other people see you like this. Like, yes, you are standing strong because you are standing, but you are also carrying a lot of like things that make your progress harder. It seems like you are holding on too tight to something that is not beneficial for you. That yes, it's part of your life, but it's not your identity. It's not who you are today. So you need to let go of this. You need to, slowly. You do at your pace. But don't let this, define you. Don't let this define you. But yes, you are very tired also. The Nine of Wands is also about carrying a lot and being tired of carrying a lot. Special goal. It's not easy to open up. Yes. 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 There's a lot, like, yes, I understand that, yes, for you it's not easy to let go of because there's no, like, catharsis, there's no, like, a place where you are like, okay, like I was able to get it out of my chest, and because sometimes we do need to do this, either write it down, shut it out, or you do need to let it out. So find inspiration, find ways of expression. If you have no one to talk to, like write, grab a journal, write, do something, like, but get it out of your system, get it out of you, like, like throw it out, like don't keep it all to yourself, like that. Yes, you're really strong, Green. You're really strong. This is why you got the Nine of Wands, because you are standing, even of all the resistance and everything. You do have a strong energy, so there's nothing is going to stop you. Actually, you are like at the final stages of suffering. You are going to let go very soon of that. Yes, there's a sense of like, oh, I've been standing here with this wand, and yeah, but you're going to make it. Yes, you're very brave. It's just that I see you like you're very strong, but maybe sometimes you do intimidate people, So maybe there are people who want to like come close to you and talk to you about certain things, and maybe with a lot of things a lot of your the way you protect yourself, somehow you don't realize that maybe you can be a bit intimidating for the others. Maybe some people want to approach you and you're like, you know, that's very normal of people that go through rough situations, that their body language. Yes, you will. You will dream. It's just an instance in your life. It doesn't represent. That's why I tell you it doesn't represent you. It's part of your story, but it doesn't represent you. You have much more potential. You have much more layers to yourself. You have a lot, a lot. Okay, I suppose this is the actress Kim So Hyun. Let's move on to the actress Kim So Hyun. Nine of Wands for the actress Kim So Hyun, the actress of Love Alarm. So she is going to be like celebrating something very soon. So have you heard from her if she is having like a new project or something? She's going to celebrate a victory very soon. I think that she's already celebrating a victory. I don't know if she maybe like is going to have a new role or a new job offer, because there's victory here, and there's also oh, no, no, nada. There's like and also victory in community. So she's definitely like celebrating with others, like that she got this. So yes, yeah, very blunt. Yes, like very spoken. But she's happy, and she's going to be happy. I think that if they announce something, Miss Rubia, if they announce something, they will probably like share it with others, because it's something really happy. I don't know if it's about the role, but it's about a good deed. When you do something that is very like that, it can help others somehow. So it's like a celebration of when you complete a task or something that is very close to your heart. So it has like, that's why it's the reunion to celebrate, because it's not only about her like getting what she wants or her getting something that she wants for herself. It's also to share with others around her. So I don't know if it's charity or something like that, or maybe it could be marriage. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how old she is, but there's something about that includes family and community. So I think that it could also be people that she works with, but maybe if she is a kind of role, maybe this role has to do with a cast that is the plot is about family or family values. Yeah, but there's something that they're celebrating in community. They are celebrating in groups, you know. So it's not about her actually. It's more about the others as well. And she's really excited. She's really happy about it as well. It's a whole accomplishment for her. So I hope we should keep up, like to see if there's, or maybe if something comes out, please let me know. Okay, let's move on to a card for Alex. Alex. Remember this card, guys? It keeps coming out, this card. This was the queen of the other live, Sunday's live. We had this card 3 times. So now it's here again. Now it's part 2 of the Three of Wands making its appearance. So yes, Alex, I think that you are definitely like moving forward with something. Like you are already on the move about, you know, yes, about yes, siempre quiere protagonizar el life, always the queen of the life. There's something about passion here. Like there's no moment for hesitation, you know. Here you like life is pushing you to action. Like if you had ideas or if you had a plan about like, oh, should I do this or should I not do this is not moment to hesitate. This is moment to actually go and do what you have to do, because the universe is pushing you. It's like pushing you, like look at the horizon. We are waiting for you. You have possibilities. Like come on, like come on, like already on the move, like, you know, probably what you had been working on is no longer like an idea on a paper. This is reality. This is energy moving. So probably, you know, if you have like a sort of like plan or something that you wanted to do actually, this is the confirmation that you are going to see the results very soon. And that, you know, it's very important for you to yes, to do what you have to do, to you know, to just get to work, get to, I don't know if it's about work, but it's about moving, you know, not so much like, oh, like, you know, like fantasizing like, oh, okay, you have to do this. No, it's about like life is already calling you, you know, and you're like, oh, okay, you have to step into the unknown. But in the unknown is where you will get the possibilities, you know. And there's like something very prosperous for you, waiting for you, you just have to go do it. Like don't hesitate, like don't second guess things, like trust yourself. Okay, let's move on to Lilian. Go, Alex, go. Yes, exactly. Yes, Alex, go. Just go. There's no more waiting time. Like, go. There's no postponement. Okay, for Lilian. Lilian, Ace of Swords. Lilian, wow. Yeah, Lilian, a lot of things you want to say actually. Like, wow, a lot of ideas, a lot of things that you want to say, or a lot of things that you want to create with your mind. So this is a very prosperous beginning. You know, all the aces, because they are aces, they are represented by the one. They are the beginning of the energy. You know, they are the first card of each element, so they represent a beginning. And this is going to be a very like very firm one. You know, there's something about you taking ownership also of your words and communication. Like if you need to have a conversation, or if you need to make plans, or if you need to create something that has to do with words, with papers, with the intellect, do it, do it. And you also can be receiving news also through different styles of communication, through mails, through your cell phones, through different platforms. You can also like have like the possibility to receive a very important message and also like a confirmation of something that you need to know. There's information for you here. There's information that everything that is going to happen to you is all about the intellectual side of things. So maybe it's also an opening for you to somehow like arrange your thoughts and not to overthink or not to get too just be like this sort, stand firm in your thoughts and also in your decisions and in your planning, like stand strong. But you're going to have a very important and essential like conversation, so pay attention to any kind of communication that you receive, because there's the key, pay attention. You're going to get the information of something important. I'm fighting with my cat here because she's climbing the furniture that she knows she cannot do, but she's doing it. It's I don't know why she's doing this. I swear, guys. I should show her to you, so you know what she's doing, because she is like climbing all the bookshelves. She's looking because she wants to climb. She's like, this is what always happens to me whenever I'm live. My cats like start acting like little brats. I don't know. If you had been with me for a while, you know that I had my black cat, because I have a white cat and a black cat. So each one of them, whenever I'm on live, whether if I leave them like outside my room, they want to go in. And if they are here with me, they want to go out. They are very like, they get really annoying like this. And actually when we are by ourselves, she doesn't pay attention to me. But I don't know if there's something that, if she thinks that because I'm filming, I don't know. Bájate de ahí, bájate. I'm shouting at her in Spanish. You see? I don't know what is it. Maybe it's the hour. She gets really crazy. But she wants to climb places that she doesn't have a space. I don't understand. I really don't understand her logic. And it's funny because she wants to get in these shells that are too thin for her. Like she doesn't fit in there because she's a big cat. So I don't know what she wants to do. She wants to like, I don't know. I don't understand her. Yeah, she wants to fit in something that, oh my God. Exactly, always. Like, oh my. Okay, the last question. What does Banchan? Banchan is the leader of Stray Kids, right? Because I always confuse Banchan with Chanbin. So, Banchan, what does he think or how he sees Blackpink? Page of Pentacles. Um, yeah, it's really interesting actually. I think that Ban Chan it's actually very like he's very humble, because somehow, I think that this card actually represents him. Him seeing because like comparing his energy to Blackpink, and actually he's in this page of pentacles like energy. So he's like observing the pentacle because he's studying it. He somehow considers himself an amateur in comparison to them, but he definitely finds the girls or the group like us as sort of role models that he definitely need to learn from them, and about, being smart at business or something that has to do with being prosperous. He definitely has an admiration about, how they manage themselves or their image. There's something about him actually considering them very prosperous, or actually like very, like, like he really admires the power that they hold, but also the ability to make business with their image. We were talking about this. Probably the girls, and this, well, a lot of people can actually have their different opinions about Blackpink, whether they have a comeback or not, if they have music or not, but there's something here that we cannot deny, is that with their image, they do make a lot of money. And this is something that, for at least from the perspective of Ban Chan, he admires that. He's like, oh, I should be more like them. Like, oh, we should be as smart as them. So I don't know if he has the perception that actually the girls know about business, or that the girls are really smart when it comes to their finances, or that they are great at making, like, are at being their own, like using their image to make money actually. So there's like a very um like materialistic kind of admiration. I don't know if that's the word, but I think that there's a huge admiration, like, oh, I should be like them, or I should study to be like them. There's this sense of Blackpink actually being really resourceful, because the Pentacles is about resources, material resources. So maybe he doesn't have like an emotional, or maybe he doesn't even have an opinion about them, intellectual opinion. But what he does admire the most about the girls is their influences in business. So yes, for me it's actually very interesting, because he is a Libra. So I was thinking like, oh, maybe a double Libra would be like, oh yes, I like, I don't know, the way the girls communicate, or their voices, or their style of communication, their speech, I don't know, or maybe, I don't know, maybe them, like, oh, they are very beautiful, or oh, I love their music, or I love them, or something more like emotional, but no, here there's an admiration from the perspective of being like your own boss, and actually like knowing what's your worth, and you being like very like, like, okay, this coin is mine, so I know I make this coin. I know I have pentacles available. I know I make money. So there's like a status in Blackpink, that is about their ability to make money. Blackpink is a weird case when it comes to K-pop girl group. They do make a lot of money with their image, so in that sense they're smart. Yes, and for him, he is watching them like from a very humble perspective of a page of pentacles. So he definitely sees that he is nowhere near the girl's popularity or the girl's impact. Actually, he does consider himself as this sort of amateur, like if he has to compare to what they have, So definitely there's this sense of like, oh, yes, something like that. Like probably he knows about like, yes, like how can I do, what can I do to get like this, like having that extra money, because there's something about, actually I think that, I don't know about Blackpink's finances, but probably the profits that they get, probably they do get, I don't know, maybe if you are a fan, but I think that the things that they do, the promotions with their image, they probably get the money for themselves, not so much for the company. So there's something about considering them like business woman, with business women. So there's like, oh, they have the coin, they have the pentacles, they have it, and I want to study to be like them. Yes. Yes, yes. Like he also sees these finances as a way of freedom as well. Like a way of saying to your company, like, okay, like maybe I'm not selling that much records or whatever you are promoting about us, but from with my image, I'm making money elsewhere, so somehow I am contributing, I'm contributing, I'm paying the bills, I'm yes. Yes, so he probably like knows something about the way they do business, so he's like, I have to learn from that. So yes, guys. Okay, guys, this is going to be all for today. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I'm going to get my cat out because she's going to break all the furnitures. I don't know what she's trying to do here, but she's going crazy. Maybe she wants to use her bathroom. I don't know what she wants, but she wants to do it right now. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you. I know that it's late for some of you and it's Thursday. So yes, I will see you on Sunday as the usual time if you want to meet me there. So thank you so much, guys. Karma, I'm going to pull a card for you on Sunday. Okay? So because I'm really tired right now. But if you are here on Sunday, I'm going to pull a card for you. So, but if you want to leave me your question or something that you want me to ask, and if you cannot be in the live, you can leave me in some of the comments of my videos. And if I read it, I'm going to write it down and I'm going to pull a card for you. So if you're not present in the live, but I'm going to pull a card for you, so whenever you can like watch it, you can rewatch like the card that I pulled for you. Okay, so I will do that on Sunday. So thank you guys for being here. Take care.